What's up guys, my name is Andrew, also known as Wandy the Maker, and this is Upcycled. I'm all about DIY fashion and using upcycling to construct or reconstruct garments. Whether it's hopping on new trends or experimenting with new styles, there's nothing more satisfying than creating your own piece of clothing that nobody else has. In today's episode, we're gonna take a bunch of old socks and turn them into shorts. I really like this project because you can experiment with all different types of colors and designs, and the shorts are super comfortable. So, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna make our pattern using an old pair of shorts that fits pretty well. You're just gonna trace around the outside, leaving about ½ inch for seam allowance. You can use scissors to cut it out, but I'm just gonna use my rotary cutter. So now that we have our front pattern made, we're gonna do the same thing for the back. We're gonna take our socks, lay them out flat like this, and then we're gonna cut this top part off here, and we're gonna set this to the side because we're gonna use it later. Now that I have this, I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut it open. And it's gonna take about 30 pairs of socks total for this project. So now that we have our socks cut up, we're just gonna go ahead and start sewing them together into a big sheet. We're gonna take 2 of the socks and place them right sides together. And I'm gonna sew a straight stitch with about 1/4 inch for seam allowance. And we're just gonna keep adding to it. I'd say the hardest part of this project was just the material itself. It can get wavy in certain places if you don't have your tension correct. So now that we have this strip made, we're gonna repeat this process and make 4 more strips and then sew them all together. It's gonna look something like this. I'm gonna take my pattern pieces. Once I have the patterns positioned, I can go ahead and cut them out. We're gonna repeat this process on the other sheet and we'll have 4 total panels. So now that we have our 4 panels made, I'm just gonna place a front and back piece together, right sides facing each other, and then we'll start pinning them together. I'm just gonna sew a straight stitch along the sides. Now I'm gonna do the same thing for the other leg. And now that you're done sewing those together, you're gonna take one leg and turn it back the right way, and take the other leg that's still inside out and feed this one through. And you're gonna wanna line up the inseams together, right sides facing each other, and pin. And now that we have it all pinned up, we're just gonna sew using a straight stitch once again with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're gonna turn the shorts back the right way. And as you can see, it's really wide right now, but we're about to add the elastic waistband. To make the elastic waistband, we're gonna take this bottom part of the sock and cut this toe part off here and this back part where the heel curves, and then cut it open so we can make a rectangle. And I'm gonna need about 14 rectangles for my size. All right, once you have those rectangles cut out, we can start sewing them together. I'm just lining up right sides facing each other on the long side and sewing using a straight stitch. So to make the pattern for your waistband, you're gonna wanna cut out a rectangle that's the same length as the top of your shorts. And then the width is gonna be double your elastic plus about ½ inch. So now I'm gonna take this long strip that we just made and fold it in half, and take our pattern and place the end right up to the fold. And then we can cut this out. We're gonna sew the ends together and attach it to the top of our shorts. Take the waistband and pin the right side to the top of the shorts. So now that we have the waistband pinned in place, we're just gonna sew a straight stitch all the way around. And one upside to working with this fabric is that if something doesn't line up perfectly, you can kind of stretch it to make it work. I'm gonna turn them inside out once again, and we're just gonna fold our waistband down in half. And once we have it pinned all the way around, we can go ahead and sew it, but we're gonna leave about a 2-inch opening to feed the elastic through. And the length of your elastic is just your actual waist size minus a few inches. I've got this end coming through just like that, and then sew these ends together and close up this hole. All right, here's how they turned out. I like that there's a lot of variety in the colors, and we left the bottom just a raw, unfinished hem. I'm gonna go try these on. And there you have it, old socks into some new shorts. And now that we have our pattern made, you can really make shorts out of any material that you like. Go ahead and get creative and try it yourself. Once again, I'm Wandy the Maker, and I'll catch you back here for the next episode of Upcycled.